Hi, this is Alex Helmbrecht, the Sports Information Director here at Chadron State, and I'm sitting with two football players today, Glen Clinton, a tailback from Cody, Wyoming, number 30, and Bryce Huebner, number 31, a safety from Hershey. Guys, just real fast, kind of talk a little bit about the season. You're currently 8-2 overall, 7-1 in the RMAC. You have a firm grasp on second place in the conference, and really, if things play out how we hope them to, have a great chance to host a first-round playoff game. The Eagles are currently ranked third in the Super Region. Glen, beginning with you, when you think of this season, and I know that it's far from over, how are you kind of able to define your success?
Well, especially after last season and our record last season, I think this has been a very successful season, and we're all pretty happy. We would have liked, we all want that one from Pueblo back, but where we are right now, we're very happy and looking forward to the rest of the season.
And then Bryce, on the defensive side of the ball, the Eagles lost longtime D coordinator Todd Auer, took a job at Colorado Mesa, but really haven't missed a step with Jeff Larson.
No, he's picked up the pace really, really well. We still have Coach Jersey back again this year, and he's done really well with the DBs. I think we're doing extremely well in the passing game. Our run game has been really solid too. I mean, and I just think the offense and defense have been complementing each other really well this year. If the offense is playing a little down, the defense picks up the slack and vice versa. So it's just been a really good year, and everybody's been playing really well. So,
well, one of those guys on offense who's been picking up the slack is you, Glen. You've rushed for 1,180 yards. You've got 7 touchdowns this year, and really, by all accounts, you're having your finest season, averaging 118 yards a game, 6.3 yards a carry. What has been a key to your success this season?
Well, obviously, I have to say the linemen. There's a great set of 5 linemen this year, and it makes it easy on me when I'm not getting touched till 5 yards to break off some long runs and have a good rushing average. And I thank them for most of my success, as well as the coaches. Coach Long does a good job with them, and Coach Idens is our running back coach now, and he's doing a good job.
And Bryce, you're also having your best season, 65 tackles. You entered this season with just 24. So you've had a chance and I know you're finally healthy. Last year you kind of had an ankle issue, but you've had a great year, 65 tackles, 2.5 for a loss. You've broken up 7 passes, forced a fumble, and even have a couple picks. What's kind of been your key to success? Just as a senior in the defensive backfield, do you kind of feel like you figured it out, or what is it?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just the game's finally slowed down. You're getting used to the speed of college ball, and then another thing is I play a position in our defense where I'm supposed to make a lot of plays. Our D-line, clogs up holes, and our linebackers scrape off people, and it usually leaves us safeties, our outside safeties, being free hitters. So, I mean, really, it's just kind of the scheme of our defense is why our outside safeties usually have big years and big games. So a lot of that has to do with why I'm having a good year.
And kind of an easy measuring stick of success for a defensive backfield is interceptions. And the previous probably 2-3 years, Chadron State really hasn't had many. I think last year the Eagles had 10. This year, just through 10 games, we already have 17. What's the difference?
I think the difference is just we're meshing really good as a defensive backfield. Like you said, last year we had some injuries, and we've just always been flipping guys in and out and never really got a mesh. And this year, our 2 corners who have played a lot, Connor Casey and Lane Haller, they're both really big guys, and they force a lot of high balls when they're playing underneath coverage, and it just allows us safeties to go get picks. And they also are extremely athletic guys and have a lot of interceptions themselves. And then our free safety, Treeland Taylor, he's, just a ball hawk and knows how to go get it. And we couldn't ask for a better free guy to clean up the messes.
Now, speaking to you guys kind of just as your career has unfolded, you've both had a pretty interesting one here. Glen, starting with you, I believe you originally came here to play safety. Then you were moved to wide receiver. And then in the spring game, when you were a true freshman, you kicked a 45-yard field goal that won the game. And then in fall camp, of your redshirt freshman year, you moved to tailback because there was kind of some injuries. And then you really kind of just took the job and you've had it ever since. And really a great career. You're about to be only the third person in Chadron State history to run for over 3,000 yards in your career. You're fourth all time with 2,968. You still have about 5,000 to go to catch Danny Woodhead, but by any stretch of the imagination, you've had a wonderful career. What do you think about it? I mean, I remember talking to you. Your number used to be 80, and I was actually in Coach O'Boyle's office when he decided to move you to tailback, and he asked me what's a good number for Glenn, and I said, well, 30's open. And so I remember he called you and said, you're 30 now, and kind of just your personality, you're like, all right, I'll just do it. And that's kind of how your career has been. You've just always done what's asked of you. Talk a little bit about it.
Well, I kind of pride myself on being, maybe well-rounded and, kicking something I've always done, and playing safety, something I've done since I was in fourth grade, and playing receiver. When I came here, Coach Auer recruited me. I think that's got to be the main reason I played safety. He really pushed me on that, and then it was my decision to move to receiver because I always thought of myself as more of an offensive guy, especially in high school. So then made that switch. There's some really good receivers on this team, as you know, and we were hurting for running backs. And honestly, I think that was the best way to go at it too. When they moved me to tailback, I think that's definitely my best position, and I've been enjoying every minute of it since then, since freshman year. So
great. And Bryce, with you came in as a walk-on. Weren't highly recruited out of high school, but you're one of those players that Chadron State has thrived on for the last 25 years. Guys who are kind of overlooked, guys who may be a little too small or a step too slow, but yet you've turned yourself into a player. You've turned yourself into an Eagle, as Coach Long would like to say. Talk a little bit about your progression, because I'm sure there's plenty of times where you thought about, is this even worth doing?
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, my freshman year when I came in to talk to Coach O'Boyle about playing, and kind of looked at me and shook his head and said, you're too small, you're too slow, you're too everything. But he gave me a locker and let me try, I guess. And I just worked as hard as I could and tried to, just better myself and get bigger and faster and stronger and learn the game more. And I mean, every year they bring in a bunch of safeties, and every year they're a hell of a lot more athletic than I am. And for some reason, I just figured out how to get on the field. And I mean, I owe it a lot to the coaches who have helped me. Coach Jers has been here, been my coach for the last 4 years, and I know he's a real fiery guy, but he's a good coach, and he's taught me a lot about the game. And I think I just got to thank everybody for that. And the hard work and everything else has got me where I am.
Well, all that hard work is culminating in the game on Saturday. The Eagles host Colorado School of Mines at noon. And really, the playoffs typically start today. If you win that game, the chances are very good that you're in. Glenn, beginning with you, what's it going to take to get the win against the Ore Diggers?
Well, I know they have a really powerful offense. So on our side of the ball, we need to stay on the field to keep our defense, rested and keep them off the field, keep points off the board. So, but as far as an offense, we're going to keep doing what we do every week. Coach Steiner runs a great offense, and it's balanced, and we pass well, we run well. I'm really confident that he has a great scheme for this week.
And then defensively, Bryce, you're going to be tested. Bob Stitt, the Ore Diggers head coach, is really renowned for running an air-it-out offense, so you got to be ready.
Yep, like Glenn said, they're high-powered. They're leading the RMAC in points per game. They throw the ball about 70% of the time. So, like you were talking about, we've made some plays in the defensive backfield where this is going to be our game. We got to really step up and play a really clean game and get the ball back to our offense.
All right. Well, it should be a great game. Thanks, guys, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks.